Yes, yes, I think we can get started. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So, I'll start off with my introduction, and then I will go into the presentation itself. My name is Subha Ekambaram, for those who I have not met. I'm one of the teachers here at Vivekananda Yoga and a student of Guruji. I had my teacher's training in 2017, and then I had another round of teacher's training when Guruji visited Phoenix. Phoenix is where I'm from. And over the years, I continue to learn everything that I know, that I continue to know. I go back to the first few sessions of Guruji. Pretty much taught me everything there is to know, and from that point on, it's only going deeper with my own sadhana. And I'm doing my master's in yoga at this time, which could have been possible only because of Guruji's blessings and the foundation that he's laid for me. So on that note, I'll be leading you through the webinar this morning. And I believe the model we are going to go for is, I'm going to give you an introduction about the course itself, what we will be learning, and we will all be learning together. And about, Guruji will take over from me after a while, and then we'll do questions and answers. And as I'm talking, if you happen to have questions, you can post them on the chat. There's like a little chat feature on Google Meet. You can use that. Or save your questions till the end, and we can go over them. It's possible that many people have the same question, and we could take it via the call as well. Okay, so I'll get started with our presentation and share my screen. Share my entire screen. And then I'll move to my... So you should be seeing my PowerPoint. I cannot see you, so if somebody can just...
Yes, Shribaji, we can see it.
Perfect. Thank you. So welcome again to Vivekananda Yoga's webinar on YTT 2022. So before we start, as we always do, we start with a prayer. And if you're more comfortable with the prayer that you see on the screen, feel free to absorb the essence of it. For those of us in the yoga tradition, we start with a prayer, a peace chant, or what we call a Shanti mantra from the Taittiriya Upanishad. If you are familiar with it, even as you're muted, feel free to join in. So before we start, let's take a deep breath. Align our body to have the back straight. Have nice long deep inhale and slow exhales. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You can inhale and slightly lean back. Exhale and bring the body forward. If you're seated in a chair, you can do the best you can. And take the blessings of all that is. And you can gently open your eyes if your eyes are closed, very slowly and gently. And with that intention, I can explain the meaning of the prayer shortly. It's setting of an intention before we start something. And at this juncture, this prayer involves, or the intention involves, everybody in this webinar. It asks us to, it asks for us all to be protected, for us all to be nourished, for us to work together with a lot of energy, and for us to not have any disagreements. And then it ends with Shanti, which means peace. Okay, so on that note, let's dive into today's webinar. So it's Yoga Alliance accredited teacher training. So as part of this program, what you also get is an RYT 200 certificate. So you're expected to put in about 200 hours. Well, we could be working for 200 years and still not have scratched the surface of yoga, but all we have now for this program is 200 hours of yoga training, which you will be receiving through this program. And as the first slide indicated with the logo, that we are Vivekananda Yoga, headquartered in San Diego. We also have a huge following here in Phoenix. And Guruji usually visits Phoenix to have like an immersion type program for the time. Now that COVID is coming to an end, we might be able to do that again, where you learn all that was covered online, also with like an in-person experience as well. So we are mostly run by volunteers. There are several of them. And I remember the first webinar, we could actually name all the volunteers on this slide. And after a while, we just started growing in so many in numbers that we couldn't do justice to have a slide full of just names. So we are just a lot of them, and you'll get to see and meet many of us through the classes as well. This is a non-profit organization. We are entirely funded by donors. And like I mentioned before, it's also Yoga Alliance accredited. So what exactly is this teacher training course all about? And so this is what you're going to get from this program itself. A lot of us understand yoga as asanas, but as a part of this program, or maybe some of these are familiar with you depending on where you are in this journey, but you also learn what are called Shat Karmas or Shat Kriyas. Kriyas are cleansing practices for the body. And then what are called Sukshma Vyayam. And don't be put off by these Sanskrit terms if these seem unfamiliar. Guruji has had students from all walks of life, all kinds of students over the years, that he knows really how to give the essence of the practice, no matter what the background of the person is. So we call some subtle body exercises called Sukshma Vyayam, which work on even the micro joints. And you don't really associate yoga with the joint in your fingers. And yet there are practices that help overcome some of the stiffness that could be even in some of the micro joints. Pranayama are the breathing, we call it breathing practices. It's a lot more than that, which you will learn as part of this program. Relaxation techniques, we think of yoga as relaxation, but there are also specific practices and guided meditation type practices that you will be learning. There's a lot of focus on emotional intelligence. And a lot of the material is also derived from very traditional texts like the Bhagavad Gita and the Yoga Vasishta and the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which are like the foremost of texts in yoga. And then you learn about Bhakti Yoga and learn some bhajans, understanding the streams of yoga, and not just from a theoretical perspective, because yoga is, what is yoga? Practice, right? So I'm hoping it's not echoing anymore. Okay, good. And learning all of these as a student is one level, and you also learn to teach to somebody else. This is a teacher training, so you do learn how to teach, and other aspects being, energy anatomy, which are really, the chakras and the nadis and those types of concepts. The anatomy and physiology and yoga ethics, which might be important if you are going to be teaching other people. And there's a lot more. I just compiled the major topics, and there's a lot more that come during the lessons themselves. So if that was a lot of information, this is just a slide that gives you the gist of all the listed items in a more visual form. And I wanted to talk about the uniqueness of this program, because yoga has so many dimensions, because we are all different people. And there is a part, then yoga is essentially a journey into yourself. And because of all our different personalities, there are some practices or some methodologies that work for some of us that don't work for others. And in the West, or even, even in India, yoga tends to be conflated with the asana alone. And if you really look at it, asana is like 1/8 of one of the branches of yoga, one of the streams of yoga. And in pretty much every non-traditional school, pretty much across the West, all that you learn as yoga is asanas. And asanas are important. We all have a need to move our bodies more, to calm down our minds more, and asanas are fantastic at helping us get there. But there's a lot more to it, is what I'm trying to say. There's the aspect of learning how to work in a relaxed way, to be engaging in karma yoga. And the bhakti yoga, even if you're not a religious person, it is how to be devoted, how to have the attitude of surrender. And the image in the lower right, the lower left, which shows Shankara and the monks, is a symbolism for jnana yoga. Jnana is knowledge. And how do you bring yourself to an intellectual understanding about who we are and how we are more than the body and the mind. And that's the aspect that you will also be learning through this program. And then the Shat Karmas and asanas comprise what is being taught as Hatha Yoga. And even other schools in the United States do not really teach you the Shat Karmas. And these involve, Neti, Bhasti, and so on. So Neti is essentially your nasal wash. You learn how to do the nasal wash properly, which is enormously helpful for allergies. I can vouch for that. So these are like just a snippet of what this program entails and how little is being taught in the form of yoga outside of this organization. So that should give you an idea as to how much more value you get out of this program. And so what makes us special, even more than other traditional schools, is that first we have Guruji, who we have Guruji, and this is traditional. Like I mentioned, it's nourished by satsanga. Satsanga is the coming together of people who seek to evolve themselves, and because it's volunteer run, and because Guruji is who he is, and we are just guided by that experience, vision, and wisdom. And we have teachers from pretty much all walks of life, from doctors to nutritionists to architects to engineers. I could keep listing professions, and everybody is here to support the organization. And there's no profit motive here, and Guruji is doing it at this time because he loves it, and because he wants to pass it on, and because he wants us all to evolve and be supported by each other. And what is required of the participants? Really just the attitude to learn. So at a practical level, you do not need any experience with yoga. You get to attend the classes online and in person. I believe we will have in person. We can talk about it later. And we will be doing a lot of practice. It's 200 hours. I keep saying years. It's 200 hours of, learning via theory, via practice, and practicing on our own, and essentially imbibing yoga as a way of life. And you get a great change in outlook in life. And I know it certainly did change my life. And you get a lot of physical strength, agility, and flexibility, tools for emotional balance. And that is a pretty big benefit. Mental calming techniques. But going back to the emotional balance, it helps us to watch what's going on. And emotion is basically a movement, right? It comes from the word motion. And it's movement of something that goes through you. If you watch anger, you can feel the surge of anger and then the calming down, the leaving of anger from your body. And yoga has taught me to watch that emotion is just something that rises and falls. You don't have to identify with the emotion. And a lot of times what happens is we start yoga practice in earnest, and then somehow, lethargy or like a lack of interest, we fall off. And the best thing about this program is that you have a group of people around you who can spur you on to practice, who can help you get back on. And once you have established the cadence of practice, that every day or every other day or whatever it takes during the week for you to show up on the mat, that helps carry it on even after the 200 hours are over. And we don't really, it's not like after the 200 hours you don't do anything. There's always the daily classes, and people, all the old students keep coming back to learn from Guruji. And there's a lot of growth from a spiritual perspective if that interests you. It's essentially an investment in your health, in the health of our community, our families, and those around us as well. So I'm going to stop talking shortly, and I'll have Guruji take over. But I wanted to introduce Guruji. This is his professional profile, and it is mind-boggling. Guruji has been doing this for decades. So he has basically perfected the art of teaching, and he continues to learn from us. And that's what I found very astonishing, is that as much as he knows, he's always willing to learn new things and incorporate it in the program. And here's a list of all the organizations that he's trained from. And if you're familiar with yoga organizations in India at all, this covers the gamut of every yoga organization you can pretty much be associated with. So you have the sum total of all the yoga universities, organizations, lineages in India, all distilled into this program. He's trained hundreds of teachers. I couldn't even think of a number because we've been doing this for so long. And when here you can see it's 40 SDMs. SDMs are Stop Diabetes movement workshop type programs, and he's conducted several of them all over the country. So, and we all just love to learn from Guruji's life experience. And I think yoga being experiential, and more than at a physical level, definitely at the mental level, and helps you go beyond. It helps us to learn from someone like Guruji, who has been through the ups and downs of life, who has seen students of all kinds of personalities and behavior types and walks of life, that I think it's extremely valuable for us all to continue to learn. And I say us, including me, to continue to learn from Guruji, to not just learn yoga, but to learn life. And on that note, I want to pass it on to Guruji. Guruji, I can continue to present for you, or I can have you take over.
Thank you, Shubha. You have been very kind to me. Welcome to all of you to come to the program. And thank you for your interest you have shown in Vivekananda Yoga. Now, next slide, Amma. Let's go. Now, basically, what we are going to address, it is more than what I give, I receive a maximum number of, a lot of benefit in this. But this is what Vivekananda Yoga, what we call it is satsanga. A satsanga is a group of people with a common intention to grow and to take care of each other's well-being. So this is what it is. And then this group, and then Vivekananda Yoga, and my students and the teachers that are there in that, they make my life meaningful and purposeful. Otherwise, I am almost touching 80. And then at 18 years, what is the purpose? We keep on, that is why I said, Satsangatve, Nissangatvam, Nissangatve, Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve, Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve, Jeevan. That is my liberation. That's my way of obtaining freedom. So this group, as a group, when we come together, and the kind of energy that is released, That is the one that transports us to higher levels of our existence. And our energy as individual energies that are there, yoga or any discipline, it requires a lot of energy. And our individual energies vary at times. Otherwise, no, everybody wants to be happy, isn't it? Everybody wants to do the right thing. But by compulsively, we are drawn into certain areas which we do not want it. And in the process, we got entangled there. So that kind of an entanglement, to extricate ourselves and make a course correction, and then to establish ourselves in the present moment and do something in the present moment for a better future. So that kind of a thing requires a little bit of support from the group. So whenever individual energies are not sufficient, the group energy, in Buddhism or any religion you take it, a group is there. That is the support group. So for us to show the direction and energize ourselves so that we can change our course. So basically, what is the meaning of life? And what do we want? All of us, we want happiness, isn't it? There is we want to be happy. To be happy, we have got to be healthy. The body is creaking and it is painful. How can you be happy? So that is, the health is a precondition to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. And then we are doing everything that is necessary to keep us ourselves happy. So there are a lot of comforts we have got. Thanks to the modern science, that we have got, our lives are very, very comfortable. But are we really happy? And what is the kind of, in the process of pursuing our happiness and chasing the wealth, we have created a lot of pollution. That pollution, I do not mean not only the water pollution, air pollution, and the very thing, everything we eat also we have polluted. Everything we drink we have polluted. When money is drawing it, then all that kind of a thing that has generated. But those things have causing us diseases, right? And then the other thing, all of us, we want to be happy, but then we are doing everything that is necessary for us. We are accumulating material things. If you take your finger like this and tell me where your happiness is. Show the happiness. Where is it? Take your finger and show it to me. Where is your happiness? Every one of us will point it to inside. If the happiness is inside, where are we looking for happiness? We are looking for happiness in material things. We outsource our happiness to other people. If somebody gives a dirty look, we become unhappy. So we outsource it to something. And then we have never looked into ourselves. And I think your presentation has gone on something happened. Good. Now, we have to look into ourselves. Now, one way of it is now we started looking outside for material things and people. That did give us happiness. And then we look up. Oh God, why is this misery to me? Look it up. But now we never look inside. Yoga is a system. Right? It requires some help. We got accustomed for looking outside. To look inside, it requires some sort of a help from outside. So yoga is a system which takes your hand. This is the only science, maybe in any system, philosophical systems, you call it a religious system. This is not a religion. It is a way of looking into yourself. And yoga is only experiential science. All the other things they talk about something else. And yoga is one thing that talks about the subject matter is ourselves. So that is the kind of a thing. It holds your hand, takes you step by step. Okay, where are we? We think we are the body. Okay, let us start with the body. And then it takes you deeper. And what is this body without the breath? And then the breath makes such a difference. And then the breath, if we are happy, we breathe fast. If we are very unhappy, we breathe fast. But when we are balanced, we breathe slow. A slower breathing is the one that is going to how to reduce the breath rate. And then how to channelize the energy the way we want it. He may be person may be very physically very healthy, but sometimes he may not be able to. He feels lazy, not able to chant. So channelizing the energy. So all these things, and then the most greatest problem is the stress, the mind. What is happening in my mind? So how do I regulate it? How do I control it? So these are some of the things only satsanga can provide you. And yoga is a thing that takes us, transports us into higher levels of our existence. We do so many methods. We control pranayama, and then some sort of a guided meditation. Meditation is okay, we close our eyes and then try to meditate. The mind drags us somewhere. We want the mind to concentrate, and the mind is taking us all sorts of places. So how to do that? So all these things, and then basically we have got certain beliefs in the system. The beliefs are system. I am this body. Now how wrong we are. So our identity, we try to take it to the higher levels of. Which is our next slide. Most of the times, all of us will want to be free. And all of us will want to be free and to do a thing. But then what our desires, what we are there in satisfying them, they got converted into habits. And when it becomes a habit, it becomes compulsive. When it becomes compulsive, and then we lose our freedom. It is something like in the early morning, you want to have a cup of tea. That we got a we enjoy it. All right, that's good. And then how many times, if it is on the one morning, it is not there, what happens to us? Right? That can I have it? When a coffee or tea is there, can I enjoy it? Otherwise, absent-mindedly looking at the TV, listening to the news, we drink. But then we are not paying attention. So attention, and you must have basically an intention. We never had an intention to be happy. Our intention to be happy is there, but we are looking at the wrong places. Then intention, what a deep intention, we naturally pay attention to our life. So from here, from bold, in the morning when we get up, we must be able to enthusiastic, healthy, happy, lively, beautiful. That is what is needed. So that kind of a thing, I think it will be reaffirmed. So that is what we call sankalpa. Sankalpa is a brief statement, a resolution by you to yourself. And yoga is a discipline. So how to discipline ourselves? And individually we are not able to do it. The group will take it to us. And then our existence is not limited by this body, or some people like it, some people don't like it small. Our existence is much larger. So expanding our activities, expanding our existence, expanding our identity. So these are some of the aspects which we will go into it. And now I think I'm next. Now, what is the methodology we want to? The first thing is awareness. Awareness is, question is, no, we want to go somewhere. We want to go into the freedom. We want to be healthy, happy. And now where are we? So we must be aware of where we want to go, and we must be aware of where we are at this moment. So establishing ourselves, so that kind of awareness, we must be able to bring it. But the mind is always taking us into the past, taking us into the future. So how do I establish myself here? So to be awareness, living consciously means living in the present moment. How to live in the present moment? So that techniques that are there, that we will impact to ourselves. And then we know certain activities which are detrimental to our interest. So they are not good for us. But then we compulsorily pursue them. Why do we do them? What is it? Drinking alcohol or smoking or some of the bad habits, or somebody says it, gives a dirty look, I take it upon and rub it on myself and keep on getting worried out. So these are all this compulsory. So we are aware of it, but then we are not able to accept it. So how do I accept that I'm what I am? Because somebody said it, I should get influenced by that. So accepting my own deficiencies. Okay, my deficiencies, I'm not able to look into my inner strength, my beauty that is there within me. I'm thinking what that person is outsourcing my happiness to somebody. So our shortcomings that are there, we won't be able. It is difficult for us to look into ourselves. For example, a person may be stooping like this and posture is wrong postures, which they adopt, and they are not aware of it. Okay, which is becoming the second nature. You can't see it. Even if somebody is pointed out, no, that is from the beginning, from childhood, I am like this. When you were born, you were good. The only thing is, on the way, you acquired these habits. So that make us how to accept it. So we mirror in the process of yoga. We mirror ourselves. Look into ourselves. Oh, this is me, and then that a change is possible once we accept. If we don't accept, change is not possible. And then acquire. And acquire knowledge. Acquiring knowledge is okay. Now, you can teach somebody else what yoga is all about. We can give a lecture on yoga, but then try to take the skills step by step, and educating the body. Suddenly you can't get into it. So it's slowly we keep educating the body to get accustomed to condition it to and keep it to a higher levels of our existence, and then change our attitude towards life. Then that is the most difficult part of it. Slowly, we change our attitudes and then establish ourselves into a new way of life. A way of life where we have got the freedom, and also the entire universe has been created for our enjoyment. Nobody is saying don't enjoy it, but don't involve in it. Don't get entangled in it. So this is the entire thing. And not only for your this thing, it is for our socially also our organism. Now it is most of the time that is me, myself, our problem is I self. I don't exist unless the others are there. You are you because others are there. So that kind of a social this thing. And we don't have to slowly as we keep practicing yoga, and it broadens itself. All the negative emotions like anger, frustration, all these things, they start disappearing. In their place, in love, compassion, kindness, courage, boldness, and ability to cope with difficult circumstances, ability to cope with, and then other things, we must be able to aware of our feelings. Most of the time we are not feeling. We don't know our feelings. Awareness is how to get to, and how do I understand my feeling? Most of the time we are angry, but then who the hell told you I'm angry? They're saying it in an angry tone, but you are not aware. So that kind of a thing, all those things. And slowly we adopt our yogic way of life, yogic discipline into our life, and then whatever we wanted, we must do. And don't tell me this. I don't have time. I'm so busy. I can't devote. Don't tell me this, because I and all my teachers. So most of the people, my students and teachers, there's thousands of students are there and more than 150 teachers. So all of them are busy professionals. And then medical practitioners, senior medical practitioners, surgeons, doctors, and their things can't be, none of us, we are busier than them. And they can get a call anytime. They're always on their toes. And for about 10 hours, 12 hours, they stand up and do operations. And then those people, if they can find a time and did this course and became a part teachers of it, all of us will get time. Okay. Instead of hearing from me, I think some of them are, some of my teachers are present here, and then who have been past students, and then they became teachers here, and then some of the past students who has gone through this course. I think maybe we will listen to them instead of my saying about it. What is their experience? We will just feel about it. Okay. Let us TCMR. Remove this. Josna, would you like to share your experience? What brought you here to the teacher training, and then what you experienced it, and share your experience, please.
Yes, Guruji, definitely. How much time do I have?
We have got the time.
Okay. Okay.
Couple 3 to 5 minutes would be great.
Amma, 5 minutes.
I will talk fast. Good morning, everyone. Namaskaram. My name is Jyotsna. My screen name here shows Joy, probably, but you can call me either one. So I started, I was in the previous batch, spring batch of last year, and I was initially on the fence about taking the course. I had dabbled with yoga a little bit and whatnot, but I'm so glad I took the course. So anyway, just a little bit about myself, where I'm coming from. I'm a pathologist. I work mainly in cancer diagnostics. So most of my day goes behind a microscope and a computer screen because I look at biopsies and dissections of specimens from live patients, and I give diagnoses. That's kind of what I do. So my days are pretty long. Once I go to work, it's pretty intense, from anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. And so in any event, so Guruji talked about going from compulsiveness to conscious or intentional nature. So even work becomes sort of a compulsion because you enjoy work, you're curious, it satisfies your intellectual curiosity and your existential, people need me, you can deliver a product or do something, right? But even work can sometimes become a compulsion. So anyway, going back to, so for the past 5 years or so, I've been sort of getting more into the integrated realm of medicine itself, because as we get more and more specialized in medicine, every department is in their own silos and not putting the whole body together, which is what is important. So I think yoga and yoga practices and traditional practices kind of put that all together. So like I said, I started last year this time, and it has just been a life-changing experience for me personally. Initially, I used to think, this is an embarrassing admission, but I grew up in India, but I did not do yoga until I came to this country. So initially, I used to think yoga was just holding a posture or a pose, and it's so much beyond that. And Guruji will, what Vivekananda Yoga offers, which is very different from everything else, is the fact that it's not just get into a posture, holding it and saying, hey, you did it. Even there's a certain amount of ego in that, right? It's not that, it's the journey. And not only that, it's also putting together the theory behind it, the breathing. So the yoga classes are only one small part of what Vivekananda Yoga does. Guruji also teaches, we're also doing Sanskrit classes, pranayama classes, there's philosophy classes. There's so much more that Guruji has to give, and it's really a full package. And so yeah, I'm still a Guruji student, and I look forward to learning more and more in the future. And so yoga teacher training 200 hours is not like I strongly encourage you guys, you all to join, even if you're on the fence, or if you're like, let's just check it out. I would recommend give it a try, and you will not look back. And the most beautiful thing about Vivekananda Yoga is also the satsanga, like Guruji talked about. So you can, we've all done it in the past, right? You've taken many courses. You're all passionate. You go there, a 1-week course, 2-week course, even a month. You do it for a mandala, right? You know what kind of group I'm talking about. So you do that practice, and then things fizzle out. You don't have the community that supports you to propel you forward. In this particular group, what you have is a beautiful community of like-minded people who share the same passion as everybody else, and they're here to support you, hold you, and really bring you up. So I feel very much propelled by the group to keep, and it's very hard for one individual to hold on to that passion throughout and keep going, right? So that's where the satsanga comes. And so I just completely adore this group, and I think it's probably gone beyond my allocated time. So please ask me any questions, even in the end or after everybody has spoken, or you can reach me privately and we can talk more. Thank you for the opportunity. Guruji, are you talking? You're muted.
Rashmi, are you there? Neetaji? Neeta? Amita?
Oh yeah, Guruji, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Share your experience.
Okay. Namaste everyone. My name is Amita and I've been practicing yoga for many years. And long back, I actually joined a yoga studio here in San Diego. I'm from San Diego and I joined this yoga studio by the name of Yoga 6. I think everybody is aware of Yoga 6. And I was very enthusiastic. But after practicing there, I started experiencing back pain. And I was like, wow, yoga is said to take care of back pain. Instead, I got more and more back pain. And then I got to know about Vivekananda, Guruji, and I started taking lessons with him at our local temple here at his studio. And I saw a drastic change. My back pain started diminishing. After the session, I didn't feel that pain. And I continued off and on. Whenever my back pain increased, I went, and whenever it went down, it was off and on. And then during the pandemic, I somehow got convinced and I joined this YTT 200 with Guruji. And trust me, this was the best experience. I had my doubts if I would like it or will I be able to do it. So many things going on. I just said, okay, let me just do it. And those were the best 4 months of my life. I not only evolved or became physically fit, but also mentally and spiritually. This satsanga is so encouraging, enthusiastic. And we had there are many teachers like Priyanka was there, Aruna is there, many of us, Shamla ji, we all had a great time. Actually, there might be other people also, I can't see them, but we all had a good time. We were over 22 people in that group. And I thought, okay, 4 months and that will be the end. But that was actually the starting point. We started attending more and more lessons. We thought, oh, our hours are finished. We don't have to do any more yoga. But the satsanga, the pull of the satsanga kept us going. And Guruji's spirit, all the teachers here are very helpful. And Guruji is always there for us. He's actually just a phone call away. You call him and he says, yes, Amita, tell me. So if you have any doubts, just keep them aside. I would highly encourage, just enroll and just start. So with that, Guruji.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Neetaji, are you there? Neetaji. She's just joining, I think.
Neetaji, you're muted.
Neeta, you are muted. Okay, meanwhile, if any one of you have got any questions or doubts, you can keep posting your doubts on the comments, and then we will be able to answer them.
Can you
Neetaji,
hear me now?
Go ahead, please share your experience.
Sorry, Guruji. I'm having issues with my phone. Hello, namaste, everybody. Thank you, Guruji, for giving me this opportunity and to speak to everybody. And I'm so grateful to be learning from Guruji and everybody, Subhaji, Amita, Jyotsna, and there are other co-students who all have been imparting so much knowledge from their past experiences and currently continuing to learn from them. So I just want to say a few things, my personal and professional
Neetaji, please
experience.
introduce yourself first.
Right. Sorry, Guruji. Yes, I am a physician by profession. I am trained in India, and then I did internal medicine residency in Florida, and I also did integrative medicine fellowship in from University of Arizona a few years back, and I did join Guruji's yoga teacher training 2 years back before the pandemic started. Since childhood, I did probably a little bit of yoga as a kid, but then at that time, obviously, it was easy. As we grew older, it got harder, and obviously, I didn't pay much attention and kept on going with life and thinking, oh, this is too much waste of time. It's too much time. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I have no time. I have to run, get the kids to classes and everything. And like every mom, put myself at the in the last in the priority. And only when this happened is when I learned, oh, this is much more than just doing exercise or yoga. It's more of, I know, like for me, I'm not sure I'm ever going to be a yoga teacher. I didn't join it to become a teacher. So in case you guys are also like me thinking that what am I going to do in a yoga teacher training, I have no intentions of becoming a teacher. It is more to learn for yourself and teach your own self, if that makes any sense, so that the knowledge helps in teaching the asanas, how to do them better, your own self. Because I thought when we go to attend any yoga classes, we are passively learning. We don't make efforts of understanding why we are doing it, why we are not doing something. But when you do this training, it gives you a different perspective why we are doing certain things, what satsang means, what are the other limbs of yoga other than just the asanas, which everybody, like I've done yoga in multiple studios, in multiple places in India and here as a passive student. But only when I start doing this, then you learn it's not an exercise. So for example, right now, if you look at all of us, we are sitting, all of us are sitting, but we are not aware, oh, are we sitting straight? Is our spine straight? Are we putting any pressure on any particular area? Is our neck straight? So it just makes you more aware on every single part of your body. And that's what Guruji keeps on reiterating. It's more awareness. And then it gradually gets into all the parts of your life. So it could be eating, drinking, whether you're getting enough water, when you're professionally working. And for me individually as a mom, I just thought when I started doing it, I think it just went on, became contagious. So the rest of my family, I thought it's like I would initially thought that I'm wasting my time, put it myself in the first. I think the kids also learn more by virtue of what they see rather than what you tell them. If you tell them do this, they will not. But if you are doing it, eventually they also feel like doing it, joining you, and it will become a lifestyle change into the whole family. So I think, so as a physician, what I learned is we kept on telling the patient, like if somebody comes to me with a blood pressure of 140/80, I do not start him on medications unless obviously there are other reasons. But we always nowadays tell them lifestyle modification. And this is our age-old wisdom that we neglected all these years, saying, oh, that's all, we only take a pill and it's easy fix. But now that the Western medicine realized the importance of it, it became so much more into practice, and that's become the first line of treatment is lifestyle medication modification. And that involves what yoga teaches us, that it's not only just exercise, but it is what we eat, what we do the rest of the hours. So it is the whole package and the whole journey that is important, and not just doing 1 hour of yoga every day or something. And then the only other thing I would like to say is professionally also I started using some of the things in my patients and started seeing the benefits that patients have from that. So I work in a rehab hospital right now, now, where there are a lot of post-op patients, a lot of fractures, surgeries, motor vehicle accidents, a lot of anxiety and pain. And when I do guided visualization with them, I try to do it myself or with the help of my daughter. Even the physical therapists have told me, Dr. Panse, when you've done that with the patient completely relaxes the whole body and not just that part that was hurting him, which was very hard for them, even taking lots of pain medications, taking lots of muscle relaxants, but they couldn't relax the whole body. And that's what helps also the medications to work better, helps them to recover faster, doing all the therapy. So with that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will be continuing my yoga journey with Guruji, and hope to see y'all and learn from y'all in the future. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Netaji. Now, one thing I tell you is what I'm sharing and what we have created here, this group of nearly about a few thousand students and then a few hundred teachers, this is all, it's only I was sharing my experience. So I'm touching 80. And then until now, God's grace and my power of intention. I wanted to be healthy without, and if it is essential, I may have to go to a hospital or to a doctor. But as far as possible, I can but to heal myself, to keep myself healthy is within me. That is what I believe in. And that is transporting me here until now. I don't have to take a single tablet. My BP is normal, my sugar levels are normal, my lipid profile is normal. I don't, until very recently, I was not even taking some sort of supplements also. But then supplements becomes necessary after certain age. And then not that I don't have any issues. Issues will be there. It's aging problems. The entire body starts degenerating. My joints, arthritis will come. But then I change my lifestyle, and so that I don't have to take a tablet. I don't take any painkillers. So if I can do that, so these people said, if he can do it, we too can do it. And you can do it much better. And not that I have been disciplined all my life. So at least at some level, I thought that is enough. And now I have to take care of myself. So I started paying attention to myself. So what is the technology that is, they call it, Sadhguru calls it inner engineering. Inner engineering is changing your lifestyles. So that kind of an inner engineering, that is possible. So that we are going to impart it to you people. It's not only you, and once you do start doing it, and that is getting a rippling effect on the entire family, friends. So, for example, a number of people here, most of the people who have come here are recommended by the friends. So they know it. I got benefited from those days. You should also get it. So this is the basic thing that is there. And now how do we go about this course? Now this course is a 200-hour course. And until now, most of this thing, and then most of the things are going to be online, right? And now it's time. I think I wish that about my end of May or beginning of June, I think the COVID will have its last song, so that we will be able to meet again. And we have got the premises. We are taking now we used to have a studio and all that, and we just left it. The lease, we didn't renew it. But then now we are taking it again on that. So we will have in-person classes in San Diego. And then in-person classes, if numbers are there good enough, say at least 7 to 8 people must be there at a place. So when they are there, I'll transport myself there, I'll relocate myself there and conduct an immersion program of 10 days or in two weeks or something, depending upon the convenience. So this will be a part of it will be online, a part of it will be in person also, if things go well. Okay, that is one thing. And then what is the schedule going to be? Now, the schedule is going to be, now once the group is formed, the way we have worked with this thing, once the group is formed, and then we will arrive at a consensus. It is not that whatever time that is suitable to me or to so the group meets and then we arrive at something. And then at least we must be able to do 100 to 120 hours of contact with me or the other teachers. Right? We have got wonderful teachers, and I've got Paul. Paul is he's not here. I think he has gone to lead a class at some of the resort here. So he has gone there, and then a number of people, Srinivasu, Priyanka, and he's a champion. He's a champion, but then he joined our yoga course. Paul is a national champion and international champion in his age group. He is the best asana performer. But then he came to me and started asking, I want to do yoga with you. So you are a champion. What yoga I can teach you? No, that is only asanas that I want to do. And he liked it, and he became a part of us. And he's guiding and leading so many people in doing the things. And it's just not the asana. So that is what the issue is. Now that we have got to be contact hours. Contact hours will be at least 100 to 120 hours, depending upon. And then the rest of will be a part of will be theory also. So some of the things your personal practices. So that kind of a thing. Most of the time, most of the classes we will do it in the weekends at the timings that are suitable for you. So we must be able to put it 120 hours or something like that. We must be able to put in at least I say that 8 to 10 hours a week. That is the minimum I think we have to invest ourselves. Now, if the doctors who are there and if the busy professionals who are there, they are able to do it, I think that much of a time if you do. And mind you, once you start doing this, the practice, you feel so energetic. What you used to drag for so many hours, that gets compressed. And then you will enjoy your leisure. You will get nice, good, deep sleep, so that the moment when you get up in the morning, you are fully bubbling with energy and enthusiasm. So that kind of a thing are going to happen. So when the group is formed, when people immediately go and register yourself, so we will look at the group. We will have our first meeting, maybe if everything goes well and enough numbers are there. I think we will start next Saturday. We are going to the weekend. We will meet it, and then the first meeting we will introduce ourselves and design what we want, and the contents and all that depending upon the level of the participants we will see, and then that is there we are going to start. So there are we have already got about 4 registrations. They have done it earlier, and then we want at least another 10 to 15 people. Additionally, if we get it, I think we will form a group and then we will start off. The timings we will adjust. So weekly about at least 8 to 10 hours, depending upon the convent. Okay, we are not able to put in. No, if I am not able to what? If I go out, what? No, nothing. Heavens are not going to fall. So there are some people who will complete within 4 months, and there are some people who will complete within 6 months. If something. Somebody goes on a vacation, you people are busy people, and none of you are going to do it, learning yoga to make it as a profession or make earning out of it. I know all of you are great professionals, and then you people are earning. So this is to improve yourself. So that you will have to invest in yourself, and then one thing I tell you, I have got back pain. I'm old, and then I have got arthritis. So that is precisely the reason why you should come here. And if I can do it at 80, you can do it much better. None of you are older than me. And you will get that kind of energy. You will heal yoga. And we will take off. Just like that. Life is to be enjoyed. I enjoy myself, thoroughly enjoy my life. I enjoy my food, I enjoy my walks, I enjoy meeting people, and then I also enjoy feel free. my freedom. I can do it, I don't have to do it. Now, for example, I tell you, this knee, this arthritis, I get a very serious knee pain. And there was, I think that one of the doctor students whom I have got, I asked him, so do you think I should get for knee replacement or something? He said, no knee replacement and all. So some people suggested me also, saying that so you get it replaced if it is not working. Why are you limping? Why you get it? I was not able to climb the steps also. So there was a stage where I was thinking. They said, no, it won't be the same. Your original parts are original parts. Spare parts are always going to be spare parts. They won't have the same quality. And then I thought, I have to walk with myself. I have to really walk with myself. And then I started, when I look at it, so I love my yogurt. I love my coffee. But then the milk here, so then I started working with that. And then some of the integrated medicine people here, the Mimi Garner, Dr. Mimi Garner, who is there. Her videos I was watching, she said, look, dairy is a very inflammatory nature. So I stopped dairy completely. And then the inflammation is gone. So I have got the freedom to enjoy when it is not possible. And I'm not going to cry over it. So my knee is more important to me. So that kind of a power. So accepting it and adopting ourselves and then changing our lifestyle. And that is going to take us to higher levels of our existence. We see the beauty. Life is not that big pain and body and lumbering around. No. Life is thoroughly to be enjoyed and to be enjoy the freedom to do or not to do or do otherwise. Kartum, akartum, anyadha kartum. So I must have that kind of a choice. That is the goal of life. Okay. Now, are there any other questions? You can ask questions if you have got any, so that we will be answer them. But schedule is this is one. If that is satisfies you, but if you got any further questions, are there any questions, Praveen? Have a look at it. Go ahead. Malaji, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. Namaste. Yeah, I'm very interested. I know I attended your programs before and I was feeling very healthy. And then recently I ran into some health issues. I said, I better go back to Guruji and get better again. So that's why I'm here and I want to join this program. I think it's very, very good, particularly with you. You had just mentioned an integrative medicine doctor just now. Can you tell me who that is that you said? I didn't hear.
Mimi Gardneri.
Oh.
She got an independent practice. She's president of that Scripps. She's the one who introduced in San Diego. She's a wonderful doctor.
Doctor.
You know, got Neta here with us. She's also an integrated medicine doctor.
Who is that?
Neta Pencer, who was talking to you.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, she's a wonderful integrated medicine doctor. And now we are having, after this what happened, I tell you. After this 200-hour course, and then some of these people who are interested, they now another next stage of 300 hours. So they put together, it will be 500 hours. So they about 20 people of the past people who have done, they joined that course.
Okay.
And Neta is one amongst them. And Netaji, Josna, these people are leading leading all of us. And then we bring in our yoga inputs and they bring in their medical inputs and then put together, we are working on each and every ailment so that how to get rid of the ailment in a natural way and how to encourage, heal ourselves and enable others to heal themselves, help others to heal themselves. So those things are.
No, thank you.
That is all integrated. And then we are sharing how I am able to heal myself. and how I am able to keeping my diabetes at a distance. My mother was a diabetic, my father was a diabetic, my genes are not different. The genes will find an expression when we provide the right kind of environment. So, provide an environment where the right genes get present and the negative. All of us have got cancer genes, diabetic genes, and all that. So, depending upon our lifestyle, depending upon thinking. They keep on thinking, oh my God, I'm going to become sick, I'm going to becoming old, what will happen? The more and more we think about it, whatever happens, happens. But we're sold out. Already living in the future, and then we have become sick already there. And that each and every cell is eavesdropping on our thoughts. So the way we think, yadbhavam tadbhavati. As you believe in, so we become. So think positively, and that things are going to can't be other than positive. There is so much of potential within us. We don't believe that. No, for example, heart is beating continuously, even before you are born, started beating, and it is continuously doing it. Are you doing it? Are we doing it? That is the intelligence that is there in the intelligence. So believe in that intelligence. It keeps telling us so many things. It's just breath. Tells us so much of information, it gives it. And if we listen to it, and if we are sensitive towards these things, and then we can manipulate these things. And then get to BP. The other day I went there to my doctor. She took my preventive checkup. I don't go to the medical office. I wish I continue that way for a longer time. So she took 140, 148. Your BP is, nurse was saying your BP is a little high. I said, we'll take a little. Okay, we'll take again. And then after some time, I stood up, and then she took my. It came to. I never expected that. I thought I will come down to 120. It came to 109. What all I did is controlled my mind and started breathing. And she said, what is this? 109. So she, no, I don't have. So we can regulate those things. We can master those things. So that is the kind of a thing. Okay. I think Rashmi has come. Rashmi, are you free now? Rashmi is a cancer surgeon at Phoenix. And she has been she heard somewhere and came and joined. My God, what a patience they have, the doctors have got. For 10 days, we put in nearly about 11 to 12 hours since early morning, 4 o'clock to evening, 7 o'clock. And then they were sitting there like that, and then we kept working with ourselves. And then that kind of a thing, they have got the patients. And then they set aside all their medical profession, and they planned it. They gave me the time, and then that particular time will go. We all plan, and then I tell you, Rashmi, Neetaji, and all that. That is the best group I had. And Shubha was there coordinating all that. I still, the photographs the people gave me, I still keep it there prominently. When I look at it, my heart swells. Okay? Okay, Amma, go. Share your experience with Rashmi.
Thank you all for being here. And Guruji, thank you for guiding us through this all. My journey with yoga is not very old, unlike so many of you who've done it since childhood. I really started this 2 years ago when I had a bad knee injury and really couldn't do anything much more intensive. And I think it was Providence that guided me to Guruji, and the traditional immersive form of yoga that I learned with Guruji, Shubhaji, and all the teachers at Vivekanand was a transformative experience. It changed my life. It's become a way of life now for me. I do it myself, and I also teach my patients, and those that are able to follow it have regularly found a big difference. They actually start doing several of the breathing exercises and the stretches that I show them right after surgery, it's made a big difference in their lives, not just in the physical rehab, but also in their ability to cope with their diagnosis and treatment. At a personal level, I think it brings a lot more of you being on an even keel with balancing your emotions, both professionally at your workplace, and also in the professional strife, the eternal, struggle to balance your work life and your home life that we all struggle with all the time. And I think the simple wisdoms, the teachings that Guruji does, even as he's talking, even as you're doing Shavasana, is something that you take home every day. And I live with his maxims that he talks about, and it plays a record in my head even now at what he says during his classes, because it is such simple and yet such profound wisdom. So I think those of you who've decided to join the class, you'll definitely not regret it. You'll get something to take home for life. And I think this is a way that you come from being curious to being someone who is learning yoga, to really becoming a seeker for where you can go to higher levels of consciousness and have more equanimity in life, so that you're not disturbed by things that stress us out every day that really shouldn't have to. So thank you, Guruji, and thank you all of you, and good luck with your training.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else has got any questions, or did we answer all the questions?
So Guruji, it's mainly about just the schedule and the online format. So you're going to start off with the online format, correct?
Yeah.
So
Based
on, and they are all recorded. So if there's going to be a class that you'll miss, you can catch up with the recording. So you're not really missing any material per se. And then if the in-person meeting, which is very likely to happen now that COVID's hopefully on the decline, that is the most important thing. Whether I know there's a bunch of people who joined from Phoenix and San Diego, so that will be the most important thing of the program, because Guruji will be able to meet with you, and it's a different experience when you do it in person. But in terms of just managing it, the 8 to 10 hour commitment, as long as you're able to keep it with meeting synchronously when you can and catching up with the recordings during the odd times that you cannot, that should work. And I think weekends, Guruji also conducts some of the theory classes, which I believe would go up to about 3 hours or so over the weekends. Guruji, is that currently what we're doing? Okay. So that also, everything is basically recorded. If it's online, it's recorded. And he will publish the schedule for in-person based on the group consensus and the timings that work for all. And that will be a more important one for you not to miss. So I don't know if there's any other question about the schedule itself. Jyotsna, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to add that even the in-person classes are usually transmitted virtually and recorded. Thank you.
Now, one more thing I tell you. Those people who are not either in Phoenix or in San Diego, we will conduct an immersion program, say about intensive program for about a week or 10 days. All the people that are there in that place, they will come, and the others are also welcome, where people are outstation people, if they find it convenient. And then if it is San Diego or Phoenix, we have got so many friends, we will host you, and then you can always be our guest and then participate in the yoga. So that's a very effective this one. But the in-person classes, I would like to have it, because for a long time we didn't have it. I know the kind of energy we had. The last I had is only at Phoenix. Phoenix is the group of Dr. Nita, Dr. Rashmi, and these people. And that kind of energy is going to be different. That Balaji also, she knows it. When we used to meet in person, we used to bubble at we used to be more energetic at the end of the class than at the beginning of the class. So that kind of energies, because of the group makes it. It's not individual. It's not mine or anybody's. the group makes it possible. So that kind of a satsanga, together we will be able to raise ourselves as a group to higher levels. So that is it. So what's individually we call the story of the Panchatantra story is there now, that when a few doves they got stuck in a net. So one of them said, let us all fly at a time. So along with the net, they flew. So the trappings of this day-to-day samsara are the world, the pains and attractions and repulsions. So this, all of us together will be able to throw away the net and get out of that. Okay? So that is the kind of thing. So the schedules, don't bother about the schedules. So I'm telling you that a week we need about 8 to 10 hours. Right? And there are certain classes, regular classes you can attend because they are counted like that. But in weekends, we will actually, weekdays you've got a number of choices. And that if there are enough numbers are there, we will tune the classes also, weekday classes also, at a comfortable time towards this group. If there are, suppose 15, 20 people are there. So we will have a separate class for this group alone. And then the general classes will be somewhat. So we will have to have 2 channels also. So that everything is possible. So once you join it, to adopting ourselves and give and take. Most until now we were able to arrive at a consensus, and then all the people are happy. There was never any clash of this. If there is a clash for some time, okay, we will. You can come and join back also. So that is the kind of thing. Are there any other questions, Subha?
I don't see any other questions, but if you want to unmute and ask your either schedule related or another question, that should be okay.
I have a question, Guruji. I tried to attend the 5:30 to 6:30. I mean, amazing yoga teachers, a lot of respect for them. But it's just that I'm not able to do 50% of what they're doing. So is there going to be like, I
tell you. Now, if these kind of issues are there, we will start at a low intensity. And that's what I'm telling you. Now, the general classes are designed. We'll look at the group. The teacher looks at the group, and then makes a calculation. How many people are experienced, and looks at the first 3-4 minutes, and then they change the design. So it is not what we know. We don't pre-make a design. So we look at the composition of the group and change that design. All these people are very adept at. We got so many things in our armor. This skill set is so many skills. So we, depending upon the group, we bring in that skill set that is necessary to be imparted. Now, for example, I know your health issues and so whoever is there. So we will start at the beginning. If there are enough numbers are there, I will conduct an exclusive class for this group, and we will start from the beginning, and then slowly we will take you. And then my goal is everybody must be able to do everything. So slowly we'll take it. At the end of 4th month, I think all of us we will be able to do everything. Or we may not be going for a championship and what Paul and we have got some advanced yoga group and they do circus. No, we don't do the circus. We will go up to there, and if you are interested, and then I'll put you on that circus group also. No, they are really they are. I stopped. I used to do circus for some time, but now I'm too old for circus. Okay, no, we will not. No, we will do it. And another thing I tell you. So I are not able to do everything. Is not, but then by and large we must be able to go with the group. So we will design it. If the mixed group is there, we will assign in the beginning for everybody. Okay. And then at the same time, sir, there are some people, youthful people, you have to give them a kick also and do a couple of asanas and then put them there in that until they feel that is enough. And then that is also, so we will satisfy everybody. So we design the class depending upon the mix of this group. So we will see who is joining and who is a mix-up, and then we will decide. And then for those people some people want to challenge us, we will have a special class for them. And then we put Paul to them, and then he will teach them. He is also 70 plus, sir. But then none of these people can do with him. Okay, so that everything. But I'll tell you what, everybody will be able to do it. And precisely the reason, because you are not able to do it, you should come. There is potential for you to heal yourself. The only thing is you must have an intention. You have to pay attention to what it is, become aware of it, accept it, and then acquire the skills. We start with the skills first of all. No, whether it's skills, every skill will be available to us. This is something like which we have to pick up. So all the things are there available to us. We will have to take what we want. And it is everything. From our side, be rest assured that everybody's needs will be taken care of. Whoever joins with their needs will be taken care of. Beverly, are you there?
Thank you.
Beverly? Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Would you like to share your experience, Beverly? How did you join the 200 course, and what made you join another advanced course?
Oh, okay, sure.
Beverly also is just recently retired.
Yeah.
But she joined when she was still working. Okay.
Yeah, I was working full time, and then the pandemic hit. And my friend Paul, who is one of the teachers, mentioned this program, and I thought, wow, this sounds kind of interesting. And I originally joined just because I wanted to learn more about yoga, because I've been practicing yoga for like 24 years, different types, and but just mainly focused on asana. So that's pretty much all I had. And when I started, the pandemic was going on, so this was online and able to fit it into my schedule on the weekends and the evenings. And having Guruji as an instructor, he's just amazing. All the information he has and can share, and just cares so much about each person and their growth. And then the amazing group of instructors and the other participants in the group are so supportive. Everybody just wants everybody to learn. And so that is just a beautiful satsanga to raise everybody's level of understanding and caring, and having this beautiful group to share. And then we did finally get to meet a little bit in the park. So we did a little bit in person, and that was like, wow, like you felt like you knew these people, but then to get to see their whole body in person, that was exciting. So when we do get to meet in person, I think it's going to be fantastic. And then, I just encourage you to make a commitment and go for it, and know that there's all kinds of support for you. So, any question?
Thank you, Beverly. Okay. Praveen, if you want to say something.
No, Guruji, nothing much on my side. Yeah, I think, it's a very good program. Like if you have been practicing yoga, or even if you're relatively new, learning like all the different aspects and all. So as everybody was saying, Guruji leads us well. Like wherever we are, we can start, and then usually it's a very good experience to most of the people. That's why most of the folks who join are like a direct referrals, like one person saying others, rather than something brand new coming in. But like, I haven't seen anybody having anything negative about the program, at least until now. So so hope that continues. Yeah, so yeah, you should give it a try. If not the YTT program, at least get started with the VY regular classes, then you'll get used to it. Hopefully that will inspire you to join the program also. So
Thank you, Praveen. But look, the general attending the classes, it's not doing anything. But then if you join a teacher training, there will be a systematic process. Step by step, you will be able to, and we will get personal attention. And then Maharaji, one thing I tell you also, so I'm not able to do it. So this yoga is just breathing. If you don't have to do anything, if you're not able to move your limbs also, you can walk with the breath. And then you will be able to move it. Start with, there is a person who is lying down on the bed, not able to do it, also can do practice yoga. And then heal, and then get back, bounce back. So that is the kind of skills we have got amongst us. So that is all possible.
Thank you.
Okay, if you don't have any other questions or something, we'll conclude it here. Shubha, what do you say?
Yes, Guruji. I don't think there are any other questions. We can close.
Okay. Okay. I request you all to, whoever has joined, to quickly register it so that we can plan how to go about and then work on these things. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for attending the seminar. And then we will conclude it with a prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschet dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The meaning of it is let everybody be happy. Let nobody face any misery. That is the meaning of the prayer. Thank you very much. God bless you. Go and register yourself. I look forward to meeting you as early as possible. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great day. If you got any other further questions, you can always send us a message. We'll answer that.
Oh, I was close. I get one.